The most recent fighting in Sudan began in 1983. The north, which is dominated by Muslim Arabs, is at war with the south, which is constituted by mostly Christians and animists. When the Islamic government in the north decided to introduce Sharia Islamic law throughout Sudan, a rebel armed force, the Sudan's People's Liberation Army, arose under the leadership of Colonel John Garang to seek full political independence for the south. The Sudanese government in Khartoum is controlled by the National Islamic Front. This brutal regime is determined to stamp out Christianity, which it sees as the final obstacle to the spreading of Islam from the Nile Basin throughout Africa. The government's Arabization and Islamization program includes a scorched earth policy. Whatever they find, they burn to the ground: churches, villages, crops. People are also tortured, mutilated, massacred, raped, enslaved, and denied aid. In government-held territories in the south, food is also used as a weapon. At food distribution points, people are given Islamic names, and if they don't use that name, they don't get food. Many Southerners have had enough of the constant attacks and voluntarily flee to government-held territories. Here, mosque attendance and male and female circumcision are forced upon them. Those suspected to be Sudan's People's Liberation Army sympathizers are given the river journey. They are mutilated, tied into a sack, and thrown into the Nile River. Children are also abducted and forced to attend Islamic schools in the north. This is a form of gradual ethnic cleansing. It would be simplistic to say that it is just a religious war, because there are also political, economical, and social factors involved. Another reason why the government of Sudan doesn't want to grant the South independence is because the South's agriculture and minerals form the backbone of Sudan's economy, and the North doesn't want to lose control over these assets.
So, NIF financially and politically using their ideologies, they are digging the oil through help of Chinese and others different foreigners. So here the oil needs security, and the population are rejecting the implementation of the transportation of the oil to the north. What they are being killing for is not known. Not known by the Africans, not known by the whole world, but it may be only known by the Sudan government.
The newly found oil wealth enhances the government's ability to purchase arms. Ethnicity also plays a major role. The Arabic name for southern Sudan is Bilad al-Sudan, literally meaning land of the blacks, but understood as land of the slaves in the local idiom. Whatever the reason for the war, massive human rights violations are committed against both the Christians and the non-Christians in the south.
In an aerial bombing on a school in the Nuba Mountains, 14 pupils and 1 teacher were killed and many injured. A helicopter gunship from the government of Sudan had flown over the school just 2 days prior to the attack, possibly identifying targets. The nearest building to the school was some 150 yards away. There was no evidence of a military garrison in the area, as the government later claimed. It was a cold-blooded attack on innocent children. For one mother, Salwa, that Tuesday morning started like any other. She and her 4 children rose at 5:30 a.m. and started preparing for the day. The 9-year-old son complained that he did not feel well. Thinking it was possibly malaria, his mother said he could stay home and suggested that his twin sister also stay at home. However, she wanted to go to school and set off on an hour-and-a-half walk. She was in a class studying English when her life came to an abrupt end at 9 a.m. that morning. This was the second tragedy for the mother. Her husband was killed in 1997 during a government raid. Another mother died of a heart attack after seeing her daughter's decapitated and mutilated body. The local leaders in the area believe that the consistent attacks are connected to the oil pipeline that flows from the south through the area. The objective seems to be to drive these innocent farmers from their land in order to control the land and the oil. This is just one example of the suffering inflicted by the Islamic government. People are also bowed down by continuous droughts and human-inflicted famine caused by the burning of crops. More than 2 million people have died in Sudan since 1983 as a result of either the war or the famine. 5 million more Sudanese people have lost their homes and are internal refugees within the borders of Sudan. The biggest needs that people have to survive are shelter, food, and medicine. Communities have also deserted their villages because it attracts the attention of the enemy. Families now live under trees deep in the bush to avoid attacks from NIF and pro-government militias. Often a whole family shares one small dwelling.
Yeah, as you see, we are sleeping in the leaves of trees, and all our children also there sleep with us in this under this tree.
A co-worker remarked after returning from a delivery, "One night a thunderstorm came up and the trees were our only shelter. The lightning was striking and I was thinking that it's only 1 or 2 nights for me, but these guys live with it.